Oh, spaghetti-o. Hi, Prosperity Team, it's Dr. Money. Now that's a funny way to start out, but let me tell you what. We tend to be so somber and serious when we get to be adults, and even when we do our prosperity thing or we try to manifest things, we get very serious and somber. But what we really need to do is lighten up and make things easy, make things light, and make things fun. Now we're going to start by joining in consciousness to the prosperity circle. And in the prosperity circle, we breathe in and out, and our breathing is receiving and our breathing out is giving. And so let's go, and as I talk, you just continue to breathe in deeply as I speak. So breathing in deeply, the good, and as you exhale, breathing out the intention for all beings to have the good, the divine perfect order, the perfect timing, perfect order, the having what they need when they need it. And when we breathe in, we breathe that in for ourselves. You breathe it in for you, and exhale it for all beings. Breathing in the life force, breathing in the miraculous, breathing in the magic road, breathing in the sparkles, the life, the zest, the vitality, and breathing out and sending it out to everyone in the prosperity circle, everyone in your circle, all your friends, all your family. Just imagine them encircled by this vast light of well-being. Wow, and we do that with the breath, with our imagination, and with the mind. And so it is, so be it. Some of you might know that our home is for sale, and we've had it for sale since April. I really have been hesitant about selling it because I had so many different things out of town. I couldn't imagine trying to move when I was in the middle of doing a lot of things, but now I'm really ready to sell it. So 2 days ago I started doing this selling house prayer that I found on the internet. It's an affirmative prayer, and yesterday we had someone knock on the door that wanted to look at the house that's interested, and today we had somebody knock on the door that wanted to look at the house and it's interesting. And I love the universe's sense of humor because the universe knows I don't like to clean the house out. We're having an open house tomorrow. That means I have to clean it up. And these two people said, I said, well, we'll show it to you, but it's not clean. And they said, oh, we know people live in it, and they came and looked at it. So it was so much easier than having to clean the house up and have 3 or 4 hours of my day taken up. So that was a wonderful manifestation, I think, of working with this house selling prayer, getting my consciousness aligned, releasing any blocks that I might have to selling it, and then attracting the right people. And basically that's what we have to do with anything. We have to see what it is we want. We have to address resistance when it comes up, because resistance is not getting what we want, or resistance also could mean that there's something better for us. And so whenever we want to manifest something, it's best to manifest it with no attachment. In other words, passion toward having it happen, but no attachment. Like, I'm not going to be upset if it doesn't happen. For example, it's like you're ordering dessert. If you can get it the way you want, then it's like dessert. Dessert is optional, but it's fun to have dessert. So when our life can go the way we want it, that's fun, but it won't always happen that way. Sometimes we'll get dessert and sometimes we don't. But there's no need to stop ordering. That we can order. Now, I've got a couple of affirmations for you again. You might say, some people say, well, affirmations don't work. And I like to look at affirmations as pure consciousness that we drop into our mind. And it's just like a glass of water. If you have a glass of water that's full of chemicals and you dropped one drop of water, clear, pure water in it, it wouldn't change that much. But day after day, if you keep dropping drops of clear water into that chemical, it's going to spill over, and eventually it's just going to clear it out, and it's all going to be clear water. And that's what affirmations are about. It's about taking a higher thought and not saying, oh, that's not going to happen, that's not going to work, but really enjoying the thought. I like to think of affirmations as a thought prayer, a prayer that in that moment we can get the essence of what it is that we're thinking and seeing and feeling. So I've got a couple of affirmations to give to you. This is my paper. If you can see that, if I can figure out where they are on the piece of paper, I'm going to give them to you. This is continuing with the idea of good, manifesting our good, which to me is just an overall, it's like good on demand, G-O-D. It's an overall word for the highest is good for me. I posted this yesterday as a meme, but it's, as I knock, the door to my good is opened. Boy, that's great. Oh, good. The indwelling power of good oversees my every breath, every thought, and every action. Isn't that great? And it's true. It's actually true. If you listen to that man that had the visitation with the angel that I posted a few days ago, you will see, it's on YouTube, the man that had Archangel Michael visit him. That's what the main idea the angel was saying, is that you are well cared for, you're looked after, and everything is okay. And that's all we want to know. That's what we want to know in life. Everything is okay. And so I am telling you, everything is okay. We may not be able to see it, sense it, or feel it, but it is true. And as we withdraw our emotions from those of fear and upset, and we place them in a place of with the source of joy, the source of happiness, the source of peace, then we begin to directly experience that everything is okay. The limitless substance of good molds itself into perfect form. I like that. The limitless substance of good molds itself into the perfect form. So whatever we've got around us is substance that we're pulling in from the ethers. It's molding itself into good, because when something physical occurs, or even something emotional, or even thought, those things all take energy, frequency, and mass. And so this limitless energy molds itself into good. It molds itself into good in my life, in your life, in our lives, because of our expectation, because of our invocation. Everything works for the good. I am a product of universal good. I am a product of universal good. You are a product of universal good. That counteracts the belief that we're bad. So whether we believe we're bad or not, unfortunately, if we believe we're bad, it's usually so hidden we don't know it. But when we hear something like, I am a part of universal good, I'm a product of universal good, it might say, I don't believe that. Well, the only reason we wouldn't believe it is because we think at some level that we're bad. And so we keep putting those little drops of water into the chemical tainted water and flush out those all thoughts. And rather than, when we hear an affirmation, rather than saying, this doesn't work, I don't like it, just think about what it's like to enjoy that affirmation. Isn't that a great thought, to enjoy that I'm a product of universal good? My life highlights peace, harmony, and unending abundance. Your life highlights peace, harmony, and unending abundance. Now, what affirmations do you have that you can use, or thoughts? These are like, it's medicine for the mind. Affirmations is medicine for the mind. It's medicine for thoughts. It's medicine for beliefs. Our beliefs are simply things that we believe to be true. And unfortunately, there are a lot of things we believe to be true that are false. And that's why we keep dropping the water into the glass. We might not be able to see immediate results, but what happens, the longer we take to clear our mind, and the clearer and more focused we become, the quicker we begin to see our manifestations. We begin seeing things come back to us very quickly. And that's why we want to keep our mind happy and great. But if we don't, I was reading something or listening to a podcast, and it was talking about our conditioning and how we're so conditioned by everything. We know that. This is how we get our beliefs. We're conditioned by our society, by our parents, all this conditioning. And that's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I can't get rid of that conditioning. And so I just said, I think I'll just make friends with that conditioning, thinking my conditioning is perfect. Even though I had conditioning that limited me, it placed me right where I am today, and I'm okay with those limits, because I know in this very moment there's a possibility for infinite potential. There may the conditioning may have limited me in the past, but it may have been a good limit. The limit may have been a doorway for me to go through. See, we have the whole universe, but suppose we just have one little doorway to go through, and that's our limit, and that limit opens the door to a higher good because we're going up some steps. We don't know, but I like to just take whatever happened and turn it into a higher good. And that way, rather than scare myself about, oh my gosh, I've had all this conditioning, how can I work that out? How can I change that? There's just been so much drama and so much stuff in the past. I can't deal with it. I can't make it happen. It's like, just let it be a step into the higher good. And that is everything that happened to me, everything that will happen to me is a step into my higher good, was a step into my higher good. Everything is a step into my higher good. And that's the truth. Absolutely, absolutely the truth. This is Dr. Money. I hope you have a good day today, a good night tonight, and remember for sure that I love you.